What if I told you the most dangerous person you will ever meet is not a criminal, not a psychopath, not even your enemy? It is your own mind. Because the human mind doesn't just want to survive, it wants to win. Even if winning means lying, manipulating, destroying silently. And nobody teaches you this side. Intro: the truth we avoid. Welcome to ThinkDeepMind. Today, we are not talking about motivation, not about positivity, not about self-help lies. Today, we are entering the forbidden zone of psychology, the dark mental mechanisms every human uses but pretends they don't. You will recognize yourself, you will recognize others, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Chapter 1. The brain is not moral. Here's the first uncomfortable truth. Your brain does not care about right or wrong. Morality is a software update. Survival is the hardware. Your mind evolved for power, status, control, safety, not kindness. That's why good people sometimes enjoy others' failure, manipulate without guilt, justify cruelty internally, and still sleep peacefully at night. This is called moral rationalization. The brain commits the crime, then creates a story to feel innocent. There's a word psychology doesn't like to say out loud: schadenfreude, pleasure from others' suffering. You see someone fall from success, someone you envy loses status, someone who ignored you fails, and deep inside, your brain whispers, "Good." Not because you're evil, because comparison reduces pain. When others fall, your relative position rises. This is dirty social psychology, your mind measuring worth constantly. You don't need to be a narcissist to manipulate. You already do it. You change tone depending on who's listening. You hide intentions behind kindness. You stay silent instead of honest. You give affection to gain leverage. This is covert influence, not taught in schools, used everywhere in real life. The mind learns early. If I say the truth, I lose. If I shape reality, I win. Control is psychological oxygen. Take control away from a human, and anxiety rises instantly. That's why people control relationships, control narratives, control emotions, control perception. Even nice people crave dominance. They just disguise it as care. This is called soft power psychology, the clean mask over dirty desire. The human mind is incredible at lying to itself. I'm not jealous. I don't care. I'm just being honest. I did it for them. These are not statements. They are defense mechanisms. Self-deception protects identity. The mind would rather distort reality than accept weakness. That's why growth is painful. Truth threatens ego. Ever noticed this? People respect confidence over competence, dominance over kindness, certainty over truth, because the primitive brain equates confidence equals safety. That's why loud people lead. That's why manipulators rise. That's why silence is ignored. This isn't fair. It's evolutionary psychology. Your brain gets addicted to chaos, emotional unpredictability, intermittent reward. That's why toxic relationships feel intense. Pain plus pleasure equals memory glue. The mind confuses stimulation with connection. This is trauma bonding, one of the darkest psychological traps. The fastest way to trigger aggression? Expose someone's true motive. Because identity is a performance. We don't fear being wrong, we fear being seen. That's why people attack truth-tellers. Whistleblowers are hated. Honest mirrors create enemies. The mind protects its mask at all costs. Silence is not empty, it's threatening. Silence forces others to reveal insecurity, fill gaps with fear, over-explain. That's why confident silence dominates rooms. Words explain, silence controls. Not everyone wants truth. Truth requires responsibility, accountability, self-awareness. Comfort requires illusion. Most people choose comfort, not because they're weak, because awareness is lonely. Once you see the mind clearly, you don't belong easily anymore. The dark side of the human mind is not evil, it is unconscious power. When you don't understand it, it controls you. When you study it, you gain choice. That is the difference between being a pawn and being aware. This is ThinkDeepMind, and now you know. If this disturbed you, good. That means it touched truth. Subscribe to ThinkDeepMind because surface psychology is useless. We go deeper.